On June 13, 2001, Jason Jolkowski left home for a walk that should have taken less than 10 minutes. He never arrived. No security camera ever captured him. No witness ever reported seeing him. And more than 20 years later, no one can explain how a 19-year-old vanished in broad daylight on an ordinary suburban street. How can someone disappear during a 10-minute walk without leaving a single trace? Jason Jolkowski was 19 years old. He lived with his family in Omaha, Nebraska. By every account, he was an ordinary young man. Quiet, reliable. The kind of person who showed up when he said he would. He had a job at a local Burger King. He took it seriously. He had plans for his future. Nothing unusual. Nothing that would explain what happened next. On the morning of June 13, 2001, Jason had arranged to meet a co-worker. She was giving him a ride to work, but Jason struggled to give directions to his house, so instead, they agreed to meet at a nearby school. James Jolkowski, his father, watched his son walk out the front door. It was the last time anyone in his family saw him. 8 ordinary city blocks. A walk most people wouldn't even remember. Yet somewhere along that route, Jason disappeared forever. He left the house sometime around 11 in the morning. His co-worker waited at the school. And waited. Jason never came. She eventually left. When Jason didn't show up for work, his family began to worry. They retraced the route, they asked neighbors, they checked the school. Nothing. Somewhere along those familiar streets, Jason Jolkowski simply stopped existing. No one reported seeing him. No security camera captured him. No witness placed him anywhere along that route. He walked out his front door and vanished before he reached his destination. But what investigators found next made the case even harder to explain. Police were notified quickly. The investigation began. Investigators retraced Jason's likely route. They canvassed the neighborhood. They spoke to residents along every block. Nobody had seen him. Security cameras in the area were reviewed. Jason did not appear on a single one. Confirmed records show no physical evidence was ever recovered along his route. No belongings, no signs of struggle, nothing to indicate what happened. Mini cliffhanger. And then came the detail that unsettled investigators most. His bank account was never touched after that morning. His phone showed no activity. His identification was never used. It was as if he had simply ceased to exist somewhere between his front door and a school 8 blocks away. Investigators explored every possibility. Accident, foul play, voluntary disappearance. None could be confirmed. None could be ruled out. The case grew cold. But his family refused to let it stay that way. His father, James, founded a nonprofit organization, Project Jason, dedicated to helping families of missing persons. He turned his grief into action, and he never stopped looking. Over 20 years, a handful of theories have followed this case. Some investigators believe Jason was approached by someone he knew, or someone who appeared trustworthy. He may have accepted a ride or followed someone willingly before he ever reached the school. But no confirmed suspect has ever been identified. Others think the answer may be simpler and far sadder, that Jason experienced a sudden medical episode, disoriented and alone. No medical records have ever been publicly confirmed to support this, and it still doesn't explain the complete absence of any trace along his route. But perhaps the strangest possibility is that Jason was targeted, that someone knew his route. Someone knew he'd be walking alone that specific morning. It's a theory that suggests premeditation, but without evidence, it remains exactly that. A theory. One question connects all three. How does a person vanish from 8 city blocks in broad daylight, without a single witness, without a single camera, without leaving a single trace behind? Jason Jolkowski has been missing for over 20 years. He would be in his early 40s today. His case remains officially open. A reward has been offered for information. His father, James, has spent decades advocating for Jason and for every other family living inside the same unbearable uncertainty. Project Jason has helped hundreds of families. It was built on loss, and it was built on the refusal to give up. Somewhere between Jason's front door and a school just 8 blocks away, someone knows exactly what happened. And until that person finally speaks, Jason Jolkowski's disappearance will remain one of America's most haunting, unsolved mysteries. If you have any information about the disappearance of Jason Jolkowski, contact the Omaha Police Department or the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And if you've followed cases like this one, where someone vanished without a trace, tell me in the comments below. Do you know another unsolved case with overwhelming evidence, but no justice? Tell me in the comments. Your suggestion could be featured in a future documentary.